Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, world. Welcome back to yet another fun filled episode here with us on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast as we embark upon what will be another great episode this morning. We thank you all for chopping it up with us and we thank you in advance for a time that will be had. And so, yes, world, we are back like a shark attack, back like we left something, back like we ain't got no clothes on our back, and for the world is a better place in the moment when the early morning sports talk podcast is taking place. So, with all that being said, we thank you in advance for a time that will be had, and we thank you all in advance because it is a better place when the early morning sports talk podcast is taking place. So, thank you for tuning in with us this morning as we converse about the latest sports topics that have taken place this past week and will be upcoming this week. It is always a blast to have you all tune in and participate with us every weekend. As a reminder that every week we always like to begin our podcast by reminding our audience that the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast can be found via our two Facebook pages, the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast community page, as well as additionally on our Early Morning Sports Talk podcast Facebook page. You can find us on Instagram at EMSTP. Again, you can find us on IG at EMSTP, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify as the Early Morning Sports Talk Podcast, as well as our own Facebook pages via Brandon Price, Jamar Goodman, as well as our guests for that weekend. Today is November 8th, 2025, and we have seen yet again another fascinating week in the sports world. One Sunday, our Chicago Bears would take care of the Cincinnati Bengals in a classic 47-42 seesaw battle after clutch performances from rookie Colston Loveland and Cal Monangai, improving our squad to 5-3 on the season and up for a sneaky and any given Sunday showdown tomorrow with the New York Giants. Additionally, our Chicago Bulls are continuing their very impressive start. At this point now, they're 6-2 after falling to the Milwaukee Bucks last night in the NBA Cup game. But this week, they came back from a 24-point deficit versus the Philadelphia 76ers and are continuing to surprise everyone in the National Basketball Association. And lastly, we will see the Toronto Blue Jays and LA Dodgers battle it out in a classic World Series battle. Baseball fans and non-baseball fans around the world witnessed something very special. This World Series battle was one for the ages and is highly argumentative as the greatest World Series that has ever been played, and certainly leading many people to state that this was the greatest World Series that they had ever seen. And so, with that being said, introducing our brother from another mother and my partner here on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, Mr. Jamar Goodman. Mr. Jamar Goodman, good morning, sir. How are you?
Man, I'm good, man. Honestly, this was a long week, but within that long week, hey man, Chicago sports stand up. We're doing good
Yeah,
things right now.
yeah, man. It's a good time. It's a good time. And so, yes. And additionally, our brother Peoples Hernandez, he wasn't able to be with us this morning because he's getting to the bag. So we understand that on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. And so, with that being said, Mr. Jamar Goodman, we got to get right into the business. The Bears last Sunday won 47-42 in a very seesaw battle over the Cincinnati Bengals. And so, in this game, in your opinion, what happened? And just to break down the game for us, man, what did you see? Go ahead, it's your floor.
Man, what a thriller. That was a game for the ages.
Mm-hmm.
Us as as Bears fans, when the last time you really seen the Bears put up 47 points in the game, let alone be in a shootout with a team, and let alone actually come out on top in a shootout.
Yeah.
uh, there's definitely a few things to unpack here. I guess we can start with the negative side first because we want to end on a positive note. For one, we desperately need a pass rush because you sit
Because
there
number 55 don't get to nobody.
at all. You've been fucked up for the longest. I get it though, but there's no
Oh
way
my goodness.
that old Joe Flacco should be sitting in the pocket throwing the ball 47 times, throwing for 470 yards in the game with 4 touchdowns. Yeah, he was sacked 3 times, but I feel like he should have been sacked a lot more than that just based on how atrocious that offensive line is for the Cincinnati Bengals that continuously get Joe Burrow hurt. But yet he was able to stand in the pocket and throw the ball, pick apart our defense like I don't know, like it's Swiss cheese. That's what it felt like.
Oh man, it was Swiss cheese. I mean, damn it, did he not almost have 500 passing yards?
Yeah. I felt like there was more time on the clock. He probably would have got the 600 passing yards in that game.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, man, it was just seesaw.
It was that was brutal. Watching T. Higgins just moss people out there, watching
I'm telling you, right?
Jamar Chase doing his thing, Chase Brown doing his thing, Andre Yoshivas over here, their slot receiver just getting open, catching go ahead touchdowns and stuff. Yeah. So look, I get it. Like our secondary's banged up and we don't have a pass rush within the front four like that. But something got to give. Something has to give. Because as we know, just imagine if we did have somebody competent on that defensive line to where they can rush the passes. Just imagine how much better this team would be overall. Because there's talent on this team. And when the talent is healthy, they're amazing. Look, they lead the league in, if I'm not mistaken, turnovers or interceptions, and we don't have a pass rush. We lead the league in interceptions, and we don't have a pass rush. Just imagine we have a pass rush.
Right.
That blows my mind. Now, the good side of things, Caleb played well. 280 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Kyle Monangai, my gosh. My gosh.
What a coming out party for that kid.
Like, for real, 26 carries, 176 yards on the ground. Like, if you watched it, like, not even looking at the stats, but if you watched it, every time he touched the ball, he was darn near getting the first down. That's what it felt like. And the motor on his legs, like, it just won't stop. It's real physical football. It was like old school football watching that game as far as his ability to hit the gap and the yards after contact, driving the power when he should have probably only got 3 yards, getting 7 to 8 yards. It was, yes, sir.
It seems like the Bears, they win, and they're a very, very good football team when they can run the ball.
Absolutely. It pretty much, it relaxes Caleb. Like, Caleb don't have to go out there and be superhero all the time. When you have that balance, it makes things a lot easier. I mean, heck, that's what the Detroit Lions did. If I'm not mistaken, like, Jared Goff can go out here and throw the ball, but he don't need to when you have Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, controlling the pace of the game. And at that point, he's just filling in the gaps. And that's what they need to do for Caleb Williams, just fill in the gaps. You ain't got to be superhero. Just get the ball accurately down to your receiver.
Exactly.
And then the other rookie, Colston Loveland, like
Colston. Coming out party for him too, man.
It was like even before that spectacular game-winning touchdown, he was doing his thing. But that play right there, like that's a combination of bad, poor tackling.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. That's why I was saying it, because I'm like,
and Colston Loveland taking full advantage of the opportunity. I'm sitting there watching it. Like, when they came back, like, of course, my jaw dropped. I'm like, here we go again. But I'm like, based on how this game is going, I wouldn't be surprised they get an opportunity to at least kick a field goal. But when that play happened, when he spun and Buddy tried to do the hit stick instead of wrapping up, and like he's running to the end zone, I'm like, oh my God, Like, is this actually happening for us in our favor? It's usually the other way around.
Right.
But yeah, needless to say, like the offensive line play has been playing a lot better. Darnell Wright has definitely been playing a lot better on that offensive line.
Yeah.
DJ was glad to see DJ Moore getting a little involved in that game. They did the Philly special for that touchdown on 4th down. I do like the play calling.
He played a good game.
He did.
It was about time. It was about time.
Heck, even Rome Odunze, who did not catch a single pass in that game, played a good game because he was everywhere he needed to be for his team, for setting up success for others, as far as the blocking and just being engaged and stuff like that. I love the play calling by Ben Johnson because there was a lot of motion. There was a lot of like shiftiness, and which allowed all these quote unquote trick plays to happen. But they called it in a very timely manner, and it worked. Like, when the last time you seen a quarterback, our quarterback, catching a couple of passes, including a touchdown? Like,
right.
And then the last thing I say, like, Caleb Williams, like, as far as the scrambling ability, like more so being opportunistic when the time is right, he was that in that game. Like, he wasn't.
Yeah, there was some scrambles he should have took. Like, for instance, on that last drive, that was a scramble that, in my opinion, that Caleb should have took, but he didn't take it. He wanted to throw the ball and be a hero. That was right before, though, the very next play that he got close to level.
Yeah, you're right. Because before, to that point, it was looking kind of ugly for the Bears. I'm like, yeah, here we go. But for the better part, he did take more than he usually don't take in those scrambling abilities in that game.
Yes. So, he's been taking more this season, actually. He's been taking what the defense give him.
Absolutely. So it's definitely, you see some growth there. And of course, still more room to grow, but you can see there's a trajectory that's going upward in that regard. So,
right.
But yeah.
Number one, Jamar. I still want that Minnesota Vikings game. I'm still pissed off about that game.
You should.
If we take care of that game, we sitting somewhere at the top of the NFC right now. Number one. Number two, I'm very, very, very pleased to know that the offense was alive. And I got to give you your kudos, number three, because you pointed out the Cincinnati Bengals defense to me last Saturday. You stated you were disappointed in me. And I was sitting there kind of confused, like, why is he disappointed? But when I began to see that defense and see how all-time atrocious they were, I'm like, oh, yes, this is why Jamar stated he was disappointed. And so they turned out to be everything that you stated and more. The Cincinnati defense can't stop a parked car. The Cincinnati defense can't hit a quarterback, even if it's a dummy and it's just standing there. The Cincinnati Bengals defense pissed off, obviously, Jamar Chase. They pissed off, was it Brown, the running back, number 30?
Oh, yeah, Chase. The post-game comments. Whoo.
They said, hey, man, we just needed one stop. We just needed one stop. And you guys can do that for us. And so we just happen to be beneficiaries of a very, very bad defense. But, Jamar, I got to be honest here, bro. If we didn't have that miraculous pass and that miraculous catch from Colston Loveland, we very well could have blew that game.
Yeah.
That's the part that really stood out to me. I understand the great win. We pulled it out in the last few seconds, but we can't be blowing games like that, because if we would have blew that game, then that would have been a second blown game.
I get you on that. But don't forget, which I'm still kind of pissed off at. They had a pick six that was called back. That man was not touched at all.
Yeah, you're talking about Tremaine Edmonds. Yeah,
that had a pick six that ended the game. Like, in all seriousness, and then all of a sudden,
that would have made it 48-28 instead of 41-28.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right, but they stated that was it Chad Brown that touched them on a shoulder pads or something like that.
No, that's bull.
It was baloney. It totally was, man. It totally was. And, Tremaine was mad because they took away his stats. They took away his stats right there. They robbed him of his stats. But you know, here or there. The defense clearly couldn't stop the pass. The secondary could not stop the pass. The the defensive line wouldn't get no rush at all. So it was awful. It was just as bad for us on defense, to be honest. It was just if we probably didn't get that interception, who knows what we'll be talking about here, Jamar. Now, don't get me wrong, we won the game, but imagine if Trayvon didn't catch that interception. If he didn't, because they was already in the red zone, right?
Yes.
They were
Yep.
right there by the touchdown. They came right back down. Noah Fant old ass catching touchdowns on y'all, and then literally they get an onside kick, which you didn't execute on special teams, and they come right back down again. And so I'm pleased with the win, but there's a lot of red flags here. And I understand the Bengals defense is bad, but the Bears defense, although they lead the league in interceptions, they are very weak on that defensive line, and it is ruining the defense. The defense is being ruined by the defensive line and a lack of healthy players in the secondary. Those two.
It is. And just think about it. Like, we don't have a pass rush at all. Our secondary has been non-existent the whole year, but yet this team continue to find ways to win.
And that's a positive.
It is. Like, and they say on the radio, and I agree, you do not ever apologize for a win in this league at all. Because just think about it. Like, the games we were losing last year were to bad teams. Like, we're beating teams that they were supposed to beat, and people still complain about it. But what about you lose to the teams you're supposed to beat, like last year? That's a whole nother level of travesty right there. We've been through that. So yeah, I get it. Like, it's definitely room for improvement, but yet this team is finding ways to win games. And that's probably the biggest takeaway I can think of, like, for the first half of the year. Yeah, we should have definitely won the Vikings game, without a doubt. Without a doubt. We should have won that game by far. And we started off 0-2 because we got throttled by the Lions in week 2.
But right. So then, yeah, we're definitely behind in the division. We got to make some games up there.
We do. But we're 5-3. We won 5 out the last 6. This team is playing inspired and motivated football, despite all the deficiencies. That is a very good thing. If this was a Matt Eberflus-led team,
yeah, we'd be 2-6 probably. Probably found a way to lose a lot of those games. Maybe 1-7.
Yeah, probably 1-7 because we would have lost last week. We would have lost to the Commanders.
Right. Definitely would have lost to the Vikings. Would have got blew out by the Lions.
Yeah.
Would have lost to the Raiders because we won that off a last-second field goal.
Correct. The only game we probably would have won was maybe the Saints. Maybe the Saints.
Right.
That's
voila.
it.
That's about it. And that would have came down to the final drive.
Yep.
And so, with that being said, NFL reactions and overreactions. And so, is it an overreaction, bro, to think after watching the Seattle Seahawks pull off another impressive win, dating back to last Sunday night, that the Seattle Seahawks are actually the real deal and can challenge as a serious threat to win the NFC?
Yeah, that's not an overreaction to me at all. Like, Seattle's playing good football, and to my opinion, it starts and ends with Sam Darnold, which, man, the journey on this man in his NFL career, being a top 3 pick in the NFL draft, going to New York, and as we found out, like, we can legitimately say anybody that goes to any one of those New York teams, you just set up for failure. Because anybody that leaves outside of there, hey, they find a way to have success in this league. Sam Darnold's been playing lights out. And heck, a lot of people thought that he was going to fall off a cliff because he was leaving Kevin O'Connell in that offense and that structure, one of the quote-unquote quarterback gurus in the league, and thought that he could not be that man in the PNW in that climate. It's hard to play football in that climate in general because of how it is, but yet he's been lights out. Team's been stellar all the way around. Mike Macdonald has really been the great coach for that team. So yeah, that's not
Mm-hmm.
overreaction at all, man.
Yeah, I'm with you. Seattle is playing great football, but how about Jackson Smith, Jackson Njigba Smith? He should be, in my opinion, a candidate at least for Offensive Player of the Year. Who is
Oh,
balling like him? He
absolutely.
should he should be a candidate up there with some of these other great offensive
Yeah,
guys. Jonathan Taylor, blah blah blah. They are not 6-2. Definitely not without him, bro. They're not.
absolutely. That, like you said, he's been playing lights out. Like he should be a candidate for Offensive Player of the Year with Jonathan Taylor and like Puka Nakua and whoever else that
Mm-hmm.
deserves that honor. Like absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, yes. Number two, is it an overreaction to think that after watching the Denver Broncos pull out another low-scoring defensive battle, and which that defensive line is great for the Broncos. Keep in mind, Patrick Surtain, that's the reigning defensive player of the year. He's not even playing, but they still got ballers in the secondary. Overall, great defensive team with a great head coach. So they pulled out another low-scoring defensive battle over the Las Vegas Raiders, who, sadly, Jamar, they seem either young or they just find ways to lose. And now sitting at 8-2, and on top of the AFC West, that they or somebody else will finally dethrone the Kansas City Chiefs as AFC West champions.
I'm gonna go overreaction on this.
Really, you still think that the Chiefs got a chance to win this division, bro?
Absolutely,
Wow.
absolutely.
After they lost to the Bills last week.
Yes. Because to my understanding, those two teams haven't played yet in that division. So you're gonna have to the Broncos gonna have to like really show them they're gonna really be that team. So if you are, I understand the division game, but if you are really as you should be, there is no way that game should come down to a last minute field goal with a score being 10-7, and you're at home going against an abomination of a team in the Las Vegas Raiders. There is no way. The Broncos should have blew them out the door. That game should have been over at halftime. But for whatever reason, like my guy Bo Nix was not looking like Bo Nix. That play calling was awful. Yeah, the defense kept him in the game because what's his name, Nick Bonito, whatever his name is. That man was
Yes.
that man is a terror for
He
opposing
is.
offensive lines.
That first step he got is nasty. You
Dude.
can't really, yeah.
And it's a reason why the Denver Broncos lead the league in sacks, and the second place team and who's the second leader in sacks is a big difference. It's a huge gap between the two. It's the
Night
reason
and
for that.
day. Mm-hmm.
But it's the freaking Raiders. Like we put up 25 points, I think, against the Raiders. Like you ain't put up 10.
Mm-hmm.
Like what do you like? That concerns me because I guarantee you, if this was the Kansas City Chiefs running up the scoreboard, easy.
Right, they putting up buckets, right?
Like
And so that's the difference you see between these teams. Okay.
yes, because I mean, can the Broncos keep up with the Chiefs? Because I'm as good of a defense the Broncos is, I guarantee the Chiefs gonna score at least 3 touchdowns. Are you gonna be able to score 3 touchdowns against the Chiefs defense, which is a lot better than the Raiders defense? And you was at home once again. You in Mile High. It's not like you playing indoors somewhere. It's not like you playing on flat land. You are altitude above. You are mile high above sea level. Like, what are we doing? Like, yeah, that concerned me. Had they blown them out, I might have had a different answer here, but that's concerning.
Right. Okay. And so I like the answer. It's a very interesting answer because the average brain see 8-2, 5-3. They see a team that's okay, and they see a great team at 8-2. So most brains will quickly say, hey, this is likely going to be the Broncos division, which I think it likely can be. If the Broncos split, then yes, it's their division. But if the Chiefs take 2, then we talking a whole different ball game here. And so I don't think that the Broncos will take both. Chiefs are they're too good, too much experience. So we'll see how that turns out. Very interesting answer, bro. Number 3, is it an overreaction to think that after Sunday's win over the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field, that the Carolina Panthers, bro, is actually a good football team. It needs to be taken more serious. I told you about them last Sunday. I told you.
I don't know how to feel on this, honestly.
Dave Canales got them. It's a different aura there.
It is. I would say they're definitely they're for sure heading in the right direction on that front of being a good team. And I know for a fact between last week and last year, they played the Packers really well. It's like they can have their number type deal. They should have beat the Packers last year. They blew it. Mm-hmm. This year, they pretty much controlled that game. Like Rico Dowdle, ran all over them. And that's how you beat the Packers. You have to run the ball at them. Any team with a great pass rush, like the Bears played this Sunday, you have to be able to run the ball at a great pass rush. That's how you neutralize it. To answer your question, yeah, I say.
Are you giving the Carolina Panthers their flowers now, bro?
I am.
Good.
I am. 1 second.
All right. So the Carolina Panthers, good football team in my opinion. A lot of people are sleeping on the Carolina Panthers, but guess what, world? The Carolina Panthers are 5-4, and guess what? Even 2 weeks ago they were 4-3. And so, if you are a football fan, did you truly believe that the Carolina Panthers after Week 10 will be 5-4? Likely you did not. If you did, you're lying. And so, shout out to Bryce. Bryce Young is he's actually really good in shotgun situations. But he got help with a great running game. Rico Dowdle, I don't know if you guys know about this kid, but he's a really good football player. They got some bright spots on the wide receiver end. You might not be familiar with their receivers' names, but they got some young guys. Number 4, as example, I think his last name started with an H, but he's a very talented wide receiver. Of course, they got a great defense over there. Even Jimmy Horn's playing great football too, y'all. I know a lot of people might not know about Jimmy Horn. He's the son of the great Joe Horn that played for the New Orleans Saints. Some of y'all might be too young to remember that, but I remember it as a shorty. And so Dave Canales, shout out to him. If he continues this, we putting this out on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. If the Carolina Panthers continue to win football games and continue to surprise teams, guess what's going to happen for Dave Canales? To our fans, to our viewers, he's going to be the coach of the year. Don't get me wrong about Sean Payton and some of these other coaches, but you will have to seriously consider this man, Dave Canales, as a serious candidate for coach of the year if he continues to win football games with this Carolina Panthers team that many people expected to be 2-3 games, something like that, no more than 4 games that they win in the season. But here they are, 5-4. And so big surprise. And hey man, Carolina, they doing the thing, man. And if they continue to win, Jamar, he might be coach of the year, bro. He gonna be somewhere up there for sure. And so, yes. Number 4. Next, is it an overreaction to think that after watching, and rest in peace to the Neyland, kid who just had a touchdown last week over the the Cardinals or something like that on Monday Night Football. Rest in peace to him. Unexpected suicide this week. Mental health is real, bro, especially in football. It just brings up questions, man, about the game, Jamar, for me, and how it can affect your mental health. But rest in peace to him. But this overreaction is about the Cowboys as a team. Is it an overreaction to think that after watching and just seeing their defense make a big splash for defensive tackle Quinnen Williams from the New York Jets, that the Dallas Cowboys will see a vast improvement in their defense in the coming weeks? Is this an overreaction? I think you're on mute, Jamar.
I think you're right. I'm gonna say this is a slight overreaction. Um, as you said, vast improvement. I mean, I think it's gonna be an improvement. I don't know about the vast part. I don't know, like, I mean, we know that the foundation of any team is the trenches, the offensive line and defensive line. Like, if you don't have those, you don't really have anything. And so, of course, this helps. And I guess it's one of those is like we'll see how big of an impact he can have. Because I mean, if he can have the impact of an All Pro that he is, then it's like okay, then maybe that does change the fortune of the Dallas Cowboys defense and the team overall. But it's like, like with Dallas, it's like it's one of those. I have to, I see.
They
it when
got so many holes on the defense.
I mean, the fact
I don't know
that
if Quinnen can fix that by himself.
yeah, I mean, Quinnen can't fix what Marvin Harrison Jr. did to Deron Bland on that touchdown. He can't fix that. The man shook him out his shoes, made him do a flip. Didn't even touch him.
I agree. I mean, he did him so bad. I mean, damn it, he probably still getting up off the ground.
Probably, and fans are letting him have it. I mean, the man just got paid quite handsomely at that. And he got cooked the whole game. So it's like I don't know if Quinnen Williams could fix that, but maybe they can like neutralize a couple of drives early and give the Cowboys offense more opportunities. Who knows? But I don't know about the vast improvement, but it should be an improvement by default, right? Some type of improvement, I would imagine.
It should be some type of improvement, right? And so let's put it like this. If the Cowboys defense can get some stops, maybe it could give the offense more chances to do what they need to do. And so, the Dallas Cowboys, they got a rough schedule coming up too, Jamar. They were supposed to win games like the Cardinals and stuff like that. So losing those games puts you in a very bad position. But on the other hand, lastly, is it an overreaction to think that after watching the Cincinnati Bengals put on a defensive clinic this past Sunday versus the Chicago Bears, that they should begin to look at making changes within that football team?
The Bengals putting on a defensive clinic. Like, man, I told you could have ran for 100 yards against that team. I told you Ian could have went out and caught 100 yards worth of passes.
Everybody ate Sunday. Everybody ate.
Dude, even though the fourth string running back for the Bears scored a touchdown.
Right.
What, Damani Brown, whatever his name is, like, oh my God.
And so I guess in this case, then there's really no answer, man. But I mean, you got to admit, Jamar, there has to be some changes on that. I don't know if you do something, but I mean, damn it, the way that the defense looks.
Honestly, what more? It's like, honestly, there's nothing else you can really do at this particular moment. I mean, the trade deadline passed. They traded for somebody on the defensive line I never even heard of. I guess just to add an extra body for the Bears from the Browns. I mean, there's still quite a bit of injuries. Like even TJ Edmonds is not even playing tomorrow. I mean, he's been in and out the line. I think a big chunk of it is health. I mean, heck, we even had our all-pro corner pretty much the whole year. Like, right. So, yeah, it looks bad. It's like I can't like blame all of it on like Dennis Allen or anything, but for the Bears' sake. But, like I said, they still find a way to win games.
So it's a positive. And so, by the way, I think that was Roscoe Johnson that scored that touchdown. Because I don't think it was Travis Homer.
No, it wasn't. You thinking about Roschon Johnson? No, it wasn't him. It was a fourth-string running back I never even heard of. His last name was
Roschon Johnson.
No.
Okay, so it was Brown. Okay, so you got a really good memory, and so he's not even listed on the depth chart. That's a shame.
Let me see.
But that shows you just how deep.
Box score. I'm sorry. His name is Brenton Brown, number 38.
Brenton Brown. Okay.
He
And
is
so I do recall a no-name guy scoring a touchdown. I do remember that definitely. Good morning, David Burns. Good morning. David Burns is watching from Cedar Hill, Texas. Good morning, David. Yes. Now, David, I love Texas. I love Houston. And I don't know if you are a Texas fan, if you are a Cowboys fan, but we was just talking about your Cowboys. I'm pretty sure the Cowboys are a big deal down there. You guys just made a defensive splash with getting Quentin Williams from the Jets. Um, you think that's gonna help fix y'all defense down there, man? Let us know. I don't know if you're a Texans fan or what. I don't know if you're an NFL fan in general, but let us know, David. Are you a Mavericks fan? Are you a Rockets fan? Are you a Spurs fan? There's so many teams down there in Texas, Jamar. It's so and
I mean, it
so
is, but don't be pinning the Cowboys on him.
I'm not pinning the Cowboys on them because the Cowboys they let you down for sure.
I
And
wouldn't wish that
so
on anybody.
you know, let me know. Let us know, man. What teams you rocking with down there in Texas? There's so many teams down there to rock with, and so he is not a Cowboys fan. He don't even know this team no more, and
Oof,
so yeah,
that's that.
and so. What team are you rocking with down there, David? Because it's a lot of teams to rock with down there in Texas. Obviously, we got a few teams up here in Chicago, so let us know, man. So Jamar, uh, let's talk about the World Series, bro. Jamar, can you hear
Man,
me, Jamar?
yes, sir.
Jamar, can you hear me? Can hear me, Jamar? Did you see the World Series?
Man, I purposely made sure I was front and center for Game 7 of that World Series. I purposely was there, and as you know, I was rooting for the Dodgers, and it was looking bleak because if I'm being honest, the Toronto Blue Jays outplayed the Dodgers probably in that whole series, definitely in that game, but in the whole series they probably have too. They outplayed them, and when I forgot his name when he hit that was that 3-run home run, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you're talking about Bo Bichetti, man, bad
Yeah,
dude.
dude, when he hit
Oh
that,
man,
I'm like,
him and Clement, the whole playoffs was scorching along with Vlad. All three of them scorching the whole playoffs.
man, like when he hit that, I'm like, man, I feel like this game's over. I felt like because based on how the game was going, I'm like the Dodgers are barely keeping them off the scoreboard in the beginning, barely keeping off the scoreboard.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, when they went up, I'm like, man, it's gonna have to take some type of heroic effort or something for the Dodgers to get back in it. And then with them, what being down one, going to the top of the ninth.
Well, yeah, they were down 3-0. Then they made
Yeah,
it
yeah,
3-1. Then they made it 3-2. They just chipped away and chipped
right.
away and
And
chipped
then I
away.
think then it go to like 4-2, then end up being 4-3, and then
Yes, 4-2. Then it was 4-3 after Max Muncy hit the home run.
yes, and then the top of the ninth. But
Mr. Rojas.
yeah, I think what one out hit that solo shot,
Yeah.
and I'm sitting here like, man, this it's
No, I
about to be.
think Chris, let us know. Was it 2 outs or 1 out, Chris?
I thought it was one. If it was two, that
Ooh.
makes it even more
It
crazy.
was
I thought
just
it was
so
one out.
dramatic. It might have been 1 out because you generally right, Jamar. And so the whole point was him hitting it. Go ahead, Jamar, finish, bro.
Yeah,
Because
like dude, when he hit that, I'm like, I'm sitting there laying down watching. I got up. I'm like, oh
but
my
but
god.
Jamar, it wasn't just that.
I
It
know
wasn't just that. It was
it
the
wasn't.
defense.
Yes, yes. Like they made play after play. Matter of fact, that one catch right by the warning track when he ran over the
Bro. He ran
dude.
over his own man. I mean, bro, people don't know how hard that is. Maybe
Yeah,
Chris do. People don't know how hard that is, how hard that catch was, how the ball literally was not in their favor.
at all. Like that should have been like easily dropped or not even like hit the glove or anything. And the trajectory of the ball and the angle that Buddy was coming at, because the initial guy that plays that field, he wasn't gonna catch that ball based on how he was looking.
Right.
So, hey, dude, that was crazy. That was crazy. And then
But
go ahead.
Jamar, did you see the throw out at the plate? Because they got the bases loaded at this point.
Yes.
Toronto applied every piece of pressure that you can apply to the max at in a critical series. Jamar, literally, bro, it was said literally 2 weeks ago, that the Dodgers, if they were going to win this championship, that it would be the hardest championship that anybody would have to win because the Blue Jays were that good.
Dude,
they applied when I say every piece to the bit, they took them to the brink, bro.
They did. And Buddy was fumbling that ball before he can get it to home plate. Like, you saw the panic on his face. You saw it. And that play right there. I feel like between that play and then the play in Game 6 where the ball got wedged in the wall and stuff, those two plays are going to haunt Toronto forever, I feel like, in this regard. Because it's like, what are the odds those things actually happen in back-to-back games? Like, because that throw out of the plate was like so like bang bang. Like, dude, I felt like a kid at a candy store watching that game, dude. It was just so sensational. It was like, I haven't felt that level of drama and excitement in the game in so long. It
probably since 2016. Since that 2016 World Series, that Game 7.
Yeah, and I feel like, of course, that hits a little bit more deeper to us based on where we live at, and we know in the history of the Cubs and all that stuff. But just from a general fan standpoint, where I didn't really have we don't really have any we're not really vested in really any of these teams. We just like what they're doing, but we don't have any real fandom in there. But just to have that from a neutral standpoint and the level of excitement that it had for baseball, dude, the average fan probably became a baseball fan watching that game. Just think about it. Toronto representing the whole country of Canada.
Of Canada. Did y'all know they had people outside the stadium too? It wasn't just inside the stadium. The people was all outside the stadium watching on the big jumbotron.
It was similar to what the Toronto Raptors wanted. They called it Jurassic Park out there at the time.
Exactly.
And it's like probably the average Canadian that may or may not even watch baseball already became fans of the team or fans of the sport. It was that exciting. It was that exciting. Yeah, and then what's his name?
Yamamoto, man. To do what he did, Game 6, bro. But it's not even just Game 7. What he did, Game 2. But Game 2 too, Jamar.
Yes, he's been lights out. But the fact that he came in the next day to pitch relief.
Yes. Now
dude, I'm sitting here
I'm with you for Game 7, but he still pitched in Game 2, a complete game 2.
No, I'm not discrediting any of that. It's just the fact that less than 24 hours later, you back out there pitching again?
Yes, and to go 4 innings. 4.
And I'm sitting here there's no way that this guy's going to be able to carry this team.
And Jamar, remember Ian said it. I asked Ian last Saturday. I don't know if you were here, Chris. I said, it's Game 7, right? Are the Dodgers and the Blue Jays going to empty out everybody, empty the whole clip? What that means is, are they going to let every pitcher pitch? If I'm not mistaken, Yamamoto was the last pitcher for the Dodgers, ladies and gentlemen. That shows you just how elite that dude is. He said, Coach, I got it from here. Ain't nobody else left. I'm going to take us to I'm going to take us home.
And dude, what's wild is, initially, I'm I thought it was a bad move. I'm he
had no choice, Jamar. He had no choice.
Yeah, I know he didn't have a choice, but it looked like initially, I'm these pitches not hitting the mark like he needs to. The command wasn't there initially, and then
no, you're right. In that first inning, the Blue Jays had him.
Yeah, I'm like, that's what I'm
Mhm.
saying here. Like, why would they do this? But then he started to get settled in. I'm like, he still got stuff in the tank, and he's getting better as the game progresses. I'm like, what is this? This is
Mhm.
unheard of. Unheard
Right.
of,
Mhm.
dude. This was one for the ages. I kid you not. Like from the World Series that I remember, just growing up. Of course, I remember the Yankees doing their thing in the late '90s, 2000s. I also remember when the Diamondbacks beat them in '01. I
Mhm.
remember, of
That
course,
that would have been 4 in a row if you remember as a kid
yeah,
watching. I remember watching the whole World Series and watching that ninth inning hit to win that World Series in Arizona. All them white towels going crazy.
yeah,
And the Yankees literally thinking they were comfortable in that ninth inning. They saying we finna win this, baby. This 4 in a row right here.
you're right. And then what's his name? Luis Gonzalez got that hit, and that
Luis
was
Gonzalez, my bro. Luis Gonzalez with the
did,
beard.
yep, did his thing, just jumping like
Right,
I remember that.
right,
Of course, I
man,
remember the Sox World Series. Um,
right. I mean, it's been some great World Series, man. Texas. I don't know if y'all remember the Rangers, man. Back when what was his name? With the glasses, the old brother. He was a brother. Great. And he coached, I think, what is it? The Angels recently. Ron
oh,
Washington.
Yeah,
Ron Washington. How they blew that World Series. How they blew that World Series with
yep.
2 outs versus the Cardinals. I don't know if you remember that one. Back when the Albert Pujols. I mean, it's been some great World Series, but
But
Chris, I love you, my brother. But this was the greatest World Series I've ever
over,
seen.
over the
Because I've been
Cubs,
watching, I've been watching World
but
Series. I've been
but
watching
over the
baseball, fall
Cubs,
baseball since I've been a kid. This was the
Indians or
greatest, man.
Guardians, whatever they was called at the time.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. You kidding me? Have we ever seen a World Series go to multi? We
So
had an 18 inning game.
I mean that is
18
true.
innings.
So
Have you ever seen that?
no, no,
No. Now, don't
no.
get me wrong. The Cubs went 10 innings in game 7,
But
but this went
I would say
twice. Twice.
so. I would
Did
say
you?
so. I won't argue with you as far as this being the greatest World Series like ever. I feel like the Cubs one was probably the greatest storybook ending. Like
Yeah, I can give you that. I can give you and Chris that. Absolutely. It was a great the ending that curse was
that
amazing.
was a and how the rain delay and the in extra innings and all that stuff, how that all
Mm-hmm.
transpired, how they even got to that point. Yeah. That's probably about the greatest story. That probably had the most like nostalgic storybooks, like memory ever. But yeah, it's
Right.
hard to argue this not being the greatest World Series. Like,
The plays, I mean the defense. Did we even see the 4th inning? I messaged Chris on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast page. I'm like, Chris, Vlad is playing defense. Did you see that?
oh, that line drive catch, like right on
Yes,
yeah, that was.
yes.
I'm like, dang, like they came
But
to play.
the play before that by the defense. The play before that by what is it? Aaron Clement, Clement. I think his first name started with an E. I think it's Aaron Clement. Like, bro, yeah, it was, and it was made around the second base. That was before the Vlad Jr. catch, bro. Like Shohei Ohtani, like, do you not realize he was pitching and hitting in the World Series?
Yeah, that says a lot.
And the fact that he started, he was the first person to hit 3 home runs in a World Series game. Have we ever seen that? I ain't see that in the Cubs and Indians. Like,
leave the Cubs and Indians and Guardians, wherever they was called at the time. Leave them alone.
all right, so yeah, we gonna leave that alone. But this man, I mean, bro, did you see the play that Mookie Betts made, Jamar, in order to win the World Series? Did you know how hard that was? Because Vlad was on third base, bro, in the 10th inning. Remember,
Yeah,
Vlad, you couldn't stop Vlad. You couldn't stop him at all this playoffs. Nobody could stop him.
yeah.
Nobody. And he literally do what he always do. He got right on base. He got nice hit right on base. Literally, I mean, the pressure was on the Dodgers like every single moment. No slip ups. You had no room for error at all.
You're right. They really won this World Series off of defense. Like their defense carried them, and the offense stepped up when it needed to. Like, and it was the complete opposite of last year. Matter of fact, in that 18 inning game, when did Freddie Freeman's walk off home run? If I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
The same person who had a walk off grand slam last year in the World Series.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
facts.
Matter of fact, did you hear Magic Johnson talk about Freddie Freeman and just the post game after the World Series? Like,
yeah, how he was emotional, man. He was emotional.
Yeah. And he said he was the most like humble superstar he ever in the game, and all this other stuff, just giving him his flowers and like, heck, I felt for the guy. Like, sheesh, like the words that was being said.
Absolutely, man, absolutely. And so, yeah, Lefson Cruz definitely lost that for Texas. Man, it's one of the greatest World Series ever. Shout out to Travis Smith, Morgan Park Mustang, who is the strength and conditioning coach for the LA Dodgers. I don't know if you are friends with Travis, but we're in talks to get him on the pod. And so, man, I'm proud of him to see where he came from and see what he's doing with those Dodgers, man. Jamar, let me ask you one last question. Do you think this is the last time that we'll see either the Blue Jays or Dodgers in the World Series for some time to come? Or do you think that this possibly is the beginning for both of these teams? Because they both got great nucleuses.
They do. I mean, once again, it's in the NL, it's Dodgers versus everybody. I mean, you spend the money and they're getting their ROI every time they win. Like $700 million don't even seem like it's not enough for Shohei.
Right, but don't forget the $350 million for Yamamoto. Don't forget the bag for Mookie. Don't forget the bag for Freddie.
Correct.
Don't forget the bag for Will Smith, who hit that home run in the 10th inning to put them up 5-4. Don't forget the bag.
I mean, they paid for it. It feels like this Dodgers feels like the Yankees when I was growing up, when they spent the bag on everybody and they started and they just kept winning. That's what it feels like. It's the Dodgers' turn.
Yeah, and so we'll see, man. They by the way, just for the NL West, they've won that 13 years in a row. FYI, ladies and gentlemen.
It's really been that long?
Yeah, it's really been that long. Yeah. And so
that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Like,
yeah,
for
man,
real.
They just dominate, man. Dominate. And so yeah, Chris, we'll see, man. Just a great for baseball and great for sports in general. And so, but for time and purposes, we gotta progress, ladies and gentlemen. And so it was great talking the World Series. And next season should be lit, Jamar, based off of how the season ended. On the other hand, Northwestern, they took on number 23 USC last night. I think they lost 38-24. But these are some notable college football games that will take place today. BYU at 9, Texas Tech. Big showdown for college football playoff implications. 3, Texas A&M at 19, Missouri. Big SEC showdown as usual, Jamar. Always a few of them every week. Number 2, Indiana at Penn State. Indiana continues to steamroll everybody. They are at Penn State without, Mr. Franklin. So we'll see how that turns out. Happy Valley is a dangerous place to play. And then LSU at 4, Alabama. Of course, if LSU wins that game, they'll be back ranked. But they are at 4, Alabama, so we'll see what happens. That's a big football rivalry.
Didn't they just dismiss what's his name?
Brian Kelly, yeah. They just dismissed Brian Kelly. But if they would have won the game, they're gonna be back ranked again. Because they still had a good record. It's just he's not getting it done with the big games, as you say. Like they don't believe that he can get them over the hump. That.
Yeah, I heard he's not connecting with the kids either. I heard that was another reason.
Oh Right. And so they win the game, they'll be 6-3. And I believe if they 6-3 in the SEC, they'll be ranked again. And so, especially over for Alabama and Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
So, yeah, yeah, man. On the other hand, man, we got to get our NFL picks in, Jamar. And so we're in week 10. All right. And so let me pull up the schedule. Mm-hmm. But I also got to add a I didn't add a caption. That's my fault. I think I erased it. All right, so Jamar, we got the Falcons at the Colts. Man, shout out to the
Berlin.
Colts. Yeah, nobody expected the Colts to be where they are, and now they in Berlin with a winning record, man, 7-2. Um, you know, things are working out for the Colts. Falcons lost in a heartbreaker last week. Could have won that game in New England, but Patriots found a way. Who you got for this one, Jamar? Falcons or Colts?
Well, Vegas likes the Colts. They are 6.5-point favorite over there in Germany. 47.5 over under. Yeah, give me Jonathan Taylor and the Colts. I know the Colts had a rough outing against the Steelers, but I think they take care of business in Berlin.
Okay. For me, I'm really excited about the running backs in this game. Two talented running backs on both sides of the ball. And so I don't think they'll decide the game, but they'll play an important role in the game. I got the Colts. I think they're a better team. And so I'm going to go with the Colts.
Oh, and then not to mention the acquisition of Sauce Gardner.
Yeah, exactly. They just got Sauce Gardner as well. And so this makes the Colts even more better. The Browns at the Jets. Who you got for that one?
Ew. Browns are 2.5-point favorites on the road, 37.5 over under. That is atrocious. I think Garrett Wilson is back for the Jets. Brees Hall was mad he didn't get traded. The Browns. Do I have to pick this game? This is terrible. Shoot. Give me the Jets. I don't have the warm and fuzzies.
Yeah. For me, I'm looking at the game and Gabriel Star versus Justin Fields. Justin Fields outing. Early morning. This is a great opportunity for you to get another one. Great opportunity for you to shut up for another week. Okay? Go out and get this win. This is the opportunity at home because they Justin. Vikings.
All right. Ravens are favored by 4.5 on the road, 49.5 over under. Yeah, I'm taking Baltimore. I like Lamar Jackson is back. Lamar Jackson pretty much reminded us last Thursday how great of a quarterback he is when he is healthy. This is the first time all year that there's no injury designation for the Ravens, so everybody is healthy. That goes a long way. Give me the Ravens with confidence.
JJ McCarthy's back, and the Vikings look different. They look better with him back last week. He had a little swag to him, man. They got a big win in Detroit last week. They're at home versus the Ravens. I put one thing out here, Jamar, and I think it's very obvious. It's a very, very big game for the Ravens. If you want to turn your season around truly, you have to win this game tomorrow. With that being said, I'm actually and I hope I'm wrong. I'm gonna go with the Vikings at home. Yeah, the Vikings are at home, but the Ravens more so. they're not 3-5 for no reason. It's because that defense is atrocious. That secondary does not make plays. Their defensive line don't get no rush. And Roquan is one of the few bright spots on that defense. But the Ravens also, they find ways to blow games. I think the Vikings. I think the Vikings pull this out late, Jamar. I think the Vikings stunned the Ravens.
Like you said.
You know how the Falcons stunned the Vikings back in 1999 when we were kids in that NFC
That made me so
Championship?
mad.
It made me mad too. I was pissed off. I'm like, the Falcons going to the Super Bowl.
I wanted to see Randy Moss and Chris Carter in the Super Bowl, not them.
I'm telling you, bro, I was pissed off as a kid. This is literally going to be the same thing tomorrow. The Ravens are the favorites. I think most people think that the Ravens are the better team. But I think the Ravens, they got some flaws, man. And I think the Vikings and Mr. O'Connell, who's a great head coach, he's going to find a way to expose them.
I would say the Ravens defense the last 2 weeks looked a lot better. But we'll see. I hope you're wrong.
They're playing the Bears and the Dolphins.
I'm just saying.
They played the Dolphins last week, bro. Like, who doesn't look great against the Dolphins?
Dolphins have put up points against other teams. But all right.
They have, really?
All right, we come back next Saturday and the Ravens smack the Vikings 30-10. I want to hear it.
All right, you're right. So we'll see, man. We'll see. What? I got the Vikings.
Okay.
Saints at the Panthers. Who you got for this one? Because I think the Vikings are going to beat the Ravens.
All right, so Panthers are favorite 5.5, 38.5 over under. I feel like I have the Panthers by default. Like, if anything, I don't think they can stop Rico Dowdle. And honestly, a lot of teams haven't stopped Rico Dowdle. So give me the Panthers.
Yeah, the Panthers got to win this game, Jamar. If they want to be taken serious, you can't beat the Packers on the road, bro. You can't win the games you've won. How you win the games?
And then lose to the Saints
and then
at home.
Lose to the Saints.
That'd be terrible.
You can't. It would be awful. It would be a season changer too, because if you go 6-4, then you talking about, hey, we lining ourselves up for a wild card. We lining ourselves up to challenge for the NFC South. And so, not saying that they'll catch the Bucs, but I mean, right now it's early in the season. Right. We got a lot of games left.
Be back.
And so, Saints at Panthers. Give me the Panthers. I think the Panthers are the better team. Giants at Bears. I'm gonna say this one for Jamar. But for me, to our viewers, who do you guys think will win this game? Giants at Bears. For me, and I'm not being biased here because obviously Jamar got the Bears in his background. We are a Chicago-based podcast. But I think the Bears do have the better football team here. The Giants, banged up. They're missing Cam Scatterboo, who changes games, ladies and gentlemen, even as a rookie prior to his injury. Jackson Dart has some bright spots, but you have no Malik Neighbors, who I think could be one of the best wide receivers in football. We're at home in Chicago. If we can run the ball and run against that terrible run defense of the Giants, we should be able to control this game. But, of course, all our games depends on guess who. It depends on number 4, Caleb Williams. And so if Caleb Williams does what he has to do, not turn the ball over, manage the game well, you should win this game. But it depends on how he plays. If he plays his game, he doesn't turn the ball over, we control the clock, the Bears should win this game. So I will pick the Bears. Patriots at Bucs. This is a big game, ladies and gentlemen. I know the Patriots have sucked recently, but with Mike Vrabel now at the helm, former great Patriots linebacker, led them to multiple Super Bowls, was a defensive captain, and had a great run in Tennessee, by the way. Led them even to the AFC Championship game one year. Bucs 6-2 at home, great football team. I think I'm gonna go with the Patriots here. I'm gonna go with the Patriots on the road to pull this out. Don't get me wrong, I think it'd be a great football game. But Patriots defensively is the number one ranked defense in football. They tend to just have a next man up approach. They have a great quarterback who is turning himself into a household name. Drake May. Yes, Drake May. I hope that kid gets a Pro Bowl nod this year. I think the Patriots pull us out at Raymond F. James Stadium. I think they got the Patriots on the road. I know that might be a starter for some people. Giants, Bears. Who you got for this one?
All right, just to go back, what did I miss so far?
I just about the Bears and Giants. I went with the Bears and I wasn't being biased.
Yeah, that's a game the Bears, just like you said with the Panthers not too long ago. For us to be taken seriously, that's a game you got to win. I don't, by hook or by crook, you have to win that game against the Giants. And the Giants, I say, even though they're depleted, I feel like they're going to come out and play a good game. I feel like Jackson Dart's going to come out and try to, show us up. But that's one of those games you just have to win. So, yeah, I'm of course I'm taking the Bears. Bears are favored by 4.5, 46.5 over under. But, yeah, I'm taking my Bears.
All right. Patriots at Bucks. Who you taking for this one?
I heard you say I heard you taking the Patriots, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Patriots. I know it might be a shocker, yeah. But I mean, these are two great football teams. 7-2 Patriots, 6-2 Buccaneers, with the Bucks at home. I just feel like the Bucks, though, they missing their wrong pieces at the wrong time versus a good football team, and that's why I stated you missing the rookie wide receiver, who's very talented,
No, he's playing. He's playing.
Okay, he just been very quiet lately. Very quiet all the time. I guess they got him in check now. But then you also missing Big Mike Evans.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Apparently, so what I learned is like teams, a lot of teams in the beginning was playing, zone defense against them, and they was, of course, Bucks was scorching them. They've been switching over to man lately, which makes things a little bit more interesting. That's what I've learned in the last couple of days with that. I mean, there's still no Bucky Irvin for the Bucks. There's still, of course, no Godwin, no Evans. For the Patriots, there's no Booty. There's no Ramondre Stevenson. I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna go Patriots. This gonna be a tough one. This is gonna be an interesting game to watch.
For a variety of reasons. But let me ask you this: is the Bills and Dolphins gonna be interesting? Who you got for that one?
Well, Vegas thinks the Bills are 8.5 point favorite on the road and a 50.5 over under. Yeah, I'm going with the Mafia here. I don't have a reason to go the other way.
Right. Yeah. Give me the Bills. On the other hand, Jaguars, Texans.
This is
the Jaguars. Hey, they pulled out an ugly win in Vegas last week, thanks to Pete Carroll and the Raiders wanting to go for it all.
I mean, to
they
be
had
fair,
nothing to lose. They had nothing to lose.
But to be fair, like if the pass was not batted down, like Geno saw somebody wide open in the back of the end zone. They would have won that game if the defense did not step up in that right moment. I'm just, to be fair, they called the right play. It was just better defense on the action. Yeah, this is ugly. So, to my understanding, there's no CJ Stroud. So you starting in long neck Davis Mills. On the other side of the ball, Brian Thomas Jr. is not playing, but then again, has he been playing the whole year? I can't even tell you that one. They did just trade for Jacoby Myers.
And then additionally, they just traded for Jacoby Myers, but also don't forget that the rookie's out too.
Travis Hunter on IR.
Yep.
Jags are favored by 1.5, 37.5 over under. I'm gonna take the upset. I'm taking the Texans. The defense at home. That defense been rocking lately. I'm going
Oh
Texans.
yeah, I think they got one of the probably the top ranked defense in the league. If it's not them, it's
It's
between them, Cleveland.
it's up there. They got a lot of
Right.
talent.
Yeah, for sure. Nick Anderson is none to play with. I'm gonna go with the Jags, being that the better quarterback is on the Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence, you got to win that game, man. If you want to change things, you want to change that narrative about you got to win that game. Give me the Jags. Cardinals at the Seahawks. Kyler Murray, man, it's drama surrounding him now, and it's uncertainty with him. Ryan Clark stated that he believes that Kyler Murray has started his last game as a starting quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals. And so it appears in this case, we're assuming that Jacoby Brissett is starting again tomorrow for the Cardinals. They're in
Correct.
Seattle. Who you got for this one?
Just so you know, Seattle favored 6.5 at home, 44.5 over under. And I 1,000% agree with Ryan Clark. Like I think it's a wrap for Kyler Murray. And just to be clear, Jacoby Brissett was named the starter, and then few minutes later, they decided to put Kyler Murray on IR. I think that part right there was just to soften the blow of him losing his job. He lost his job before they put him on IR. That's how I feel.
Damn, that's crazy. This is what Call of Duty gets you guys.
I mean,
Call of Duty too much.
but if we're talking about a lot of quarterbacks that's been drafted number one overall have not lived up to that number one overall status. And I know that's a discussion for another day, but there's plenty of them in the last 10 years that has not. Plenty.
And that's crazy. This is crazy to believe this. The Cardinals are in this case trying to tank so that they can go ahead and move on with their quarterback situation.
Yeah, that's a wrap. And I mean, Jacoby has made the offense more competent lately.
Yeah, they look better with him. They really do. Don't get me wrong. They look good with Kyler Murray too. But at moments, no, for real, bro, because there was a lot of drop passes from the Cardinals.
I get it, but here's the thing that has grinded my gears.
Harrison, then James Conner injury.
No, I don't like. Here's the thing with me. Like, you drafted Marvin Harrison Jr. to be the focal point of your passing attack. You drafted him 4th overall for a reason. Kyler Murray even stated last year. He stated, "quote It's not my job to get him the ball." Like, what? Like, why wouldn't you pass the ball to your best wide receiver? Like Jacoby Brissett, that's been starting the last couple of games. He know that for a fact. He's been giving him the ball and he's been making plays. It was a confidence thing with Marvin Harrison Jr. dropping passes.
Definitely a confidence thing. I agree on that aspect. But he got to catch the ball, Jamar. These other guys got to catch the ball too for Arizona.
I get that, but heck, Kyler Murray need to target that man more than like 3 times a game too.
You know, the Cardinals, don't get me wrong, they should be better than what their record is. They should be better. They should totally be better. You know, you got Kyler Murray now that's benched, but on top of IR, we gonna say benched.
No, he's benched. They just trying to be nice to him.
No, I agree. I agree.
Get him out of there.
But, we just say, injury reserve, but he's really benched. And so, but you got to admit, Jamal, they blew a lot of games. They looked good last week against the Cowboys, but then again, it's the Cowboys. And so, I just feel for this team, man, because I feel like it's a team that's a good team. And I feel like their defense is highly underrated, Jamar. I really do, because their defense keep them in a lot of games. Their defense keep them in a lot of games. It's the quarterback. It's the quarterback. That's the denominator. It's the quarterback, and sometimes it's them guys dropping passes. Very good for Marvin Harrison Jr. He got him a touchdown last week. If the Cardinals win this game, it would be an eye opener. But it still won't lead this team to go anywhere because I don't think they're going to the playoffs. 3-5, no. But it sucks because I look at the first game in Arizona, Jamar, and how they blew that game. They should have won that game over the Seahawks.
Oh yeah.
If you remember that Thursday night football, I watched the entire game.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, you're right. But
They just find ways. I always say about the Cardinals and Kyler Murray, if you ever want to know how to learn to lose a football game, just go watch the Arizona Cardinals and Kyler Murray. They'll teach you.
yeah.
They'll teach you.
Well,
Keep in
pleasantly.
mind the leads that they've blown, the late fourth quarter leads that they've blown. You know, but these are all with Kyler Murray on the field, though. And then Kyler Murray, he's the one that's bashing his own team in the media. And so perhaps he's put his foot in his own mouth by those post-game conferences. Because I only say how to lose a football game, Jamar, because of what he said in the media after the games. I'm only saying that because Kyler Murray said that.
Yeah, I mean, is he a real leader?
That's a good question.
Like in all seriousness, like your quarterback's supposed to be a leader, but it don't seem like he has the leadership qualities like he should. So it's like, why would anybody want to run through a brick wall for somebody like that?
Right. Exactly.
All right. And I guess to answer the question here, I'm assuming we both got Seattle on this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Rams at 49ers, bro. What you got for this one?
Whew, this one's a good one. So this one I find fascinating because they announced Mac Jones as a starter, but Brock Purdy is still listed questionable. He's not ruled out. That's what I find fascinating. Rams are favored 4.5 on the road, 49.5 over under. Usually when these two teams play, it's always a good game. Always. Shanahan versus McVay. Yeah, so with that being said, I'm taking the Rams. The Niners defense is too banged up for me. Stafford is still better than Mac, Tom, Brady, Jones, and everything else they got going on. Yeah, give me the Rams.
Yeah. Problem is you got Mac Jones starting versus Matthew Stafford. Niners, they're missing Warner at linebacker. I think that would have helped their defense for sure. So give me the Rams as well. And I think the Rams, they go in and they beat up on the Niners. And the Niners, after this week, Jamar, they begin to say, hey, man, we got to try to find a way to bring Brock back. Something, because Mac Jones is just, he's out there. Don't get me wrong, but he'll beat some bad teams, Jamar. But Mac, I don't know if he can beat those good teams. Not a team as good as the Rams, unfortunately. And so I got the Rams. Yeah, Lions at Commanders. Do the Commanders get some stops on defense, man? And I ask this because when I think the Lions are supposed to win, they lose. But then again, they are playing the Commanders in that grandpa defense. All you got to do is attack number 54 in the middle, and it's popcorn. And so, and so, who you got for this one, Jamar?
Yeah, so I'm with Vegas on this. They have the Lions favored by 7.5, 49.5 over under. If I'm not mistaken, the Lions are 10-0 in the last 10 games where coming after a loss. Yeah, there's no Jaden Daniels, as we saw that horrific injury last week. Yeah, I have no reason to pick the Commanders, so I got the Lions.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Jaden Daniels injured. That defense is even more so than Jaden Daniels, because even when Jaden Daniels on the field, they still been getting smacked, Jamar. And when your defense can't do much, I don't care how good you are, unless you got a great offense. And the Commanders' offense hasn't been great. You've been missing Terry McLaurin a lot of the year. That takes a big part away from your offense. Jaden Daniels has been hurt in and out. So it's hard for this team to really find any chemistry. Give me the Lions, man. And the Commanders just got smacked at home. Somebody went and blew them out 2 weeks ago.
Kansas City.
On their home. Yeah, Kansas City, right. And so Steelers at the Chargers. Big game, bro. Who you got for this one?
Well, Vegas likes the Chargers 2.5, 44.5 over under. Believe it or not, I'm taking the Steelers, and I'll tell you why. And it's two reasons, but they're kind of like one and the same. So the trenches, the Chargers are without Joe Alt, who is their high draft pick, excellent left tackle. I think he's done. And I think they're also without their right tackle as well. Justin Herbert and that offense looked a little different without their tackles. The Steelers just came off a game to where they neutralized the Indianapolis Colts because their front four came to play. I believe the front four of the Steelers is going to come to play, and Justin Herbert is going to have a rough time. That's why I'm picking the Steelers.
Wow. Chargers at home is why I'm picking the Chargers. Chargers are tough in the trenches. I know even with, out Joe Alt, still like John Harbaugh coach football team. And his teams always take pride in the trenches. So this is a hard game to pick, Jamar. Because I really respect everything about Mike Tomlin and the culture he's always built. And I just respect the fact that he got some great weapons over there too, man, in Pittsburgh. But I'm going to go with the Chargers at home, Jamar. I think the Chargers pull us out the classic. I think they pull us out late in the fourth quarter. We get some late game drama, and the Chargers pull us out late. I got the Chargers at home. Eagles at Packers, bro. This is another great game right here. 6-2 Eagles, 2-1 Packers. Two teams that many people think that'll be around in January. So who you got for this one?
Well, Vegas likes the Packers 1.5 at home, 46.5 over under. I am taking the Eagles. I'm taking the Eagles because they have the formula to beat the Packers, which we saw last week. You run the ball at them. They have arguably one of the best top 3 running back in the league in Saquon Barkley. You have that.
And you got the best player in football.
You said the best player in football.
Yeah, the best play in football. Not the best player.
I was going to say
the best play in football.
Push.
The tush push. That's definitely a part of running the ball at the Packers.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So yeah, I'm taking the Eagles. From a biased and unbiased standpoint, I'm taking the Eagles.
You said exactly everything I want to hear. Because from a biased and unbiased standpoint, I'm taking the Eagles too. The Packers, a.k.a. Whackers, guys, 192 miles north of us. They are going to play a great game. This game, Jamar, will be, I think, a seesaw game because the Packers just came off of losing to the Panthers. I'm pretty sure they're pissed off, Jamar. They are pissed. But the Packers, maybe there's something here because it's not by coincidence you lose to the Browns and you lose to the Panthers. These are games where, and even you tie with the Cowboys. They play with their food or something in Green Bay. I'm not sure what exactly is happening here, Jamar. But there must be a formula or something here. And if anybody can expose it, I think it's the Eagles. The world champion Eagles. I got the Eagles.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So, well, that concludes our NFL picks. Those posted on the page sometime this week. Support this stream. And let me change that view. No, that's not the view I want. Voila. So support this stream. That QR code is there. It's right under me and Jamar. Support this stream. Yes. We need the support. We do. We need support because we got a lot of great merchandise. We need to support. We got a lot of great merchandise. We need to get that merchandise out. And so, that being said, Jamar, as we head into the weekend, my brother, any final thoughts or shout outs?
Man, I forget. I like every year I forget. Like right after the World Series ends, it's like the perfect segue to college basketball. I forget all about it that college basketball starts like darn near immediately after the World Series. And like it usually takes, a couple months for me to really get in tune to see, who's good or what's the prospects like, all that stuff. But so far, the clips that I've seen by certain teams and certain players, and the fact that Purdue is ranked number one right now, which blows my mind, but nevertheless, like I'm here for it. Boiler up. Let's
Mm-hmm.
go Purdue.
Man, it would be nice for Purdue to finally cut down them nets, Jamar. Um, it'd be really nice to see them finally do that. Matt Painter has done a great job with that program. He's kept them afloat. He's found ways to keep them afloat.
Surprisingly,
Big man, you.
they're doing it without like really household names. It's fascinating. It's like the
Mhm.
little old engineering school in West Lafayette out here, just ranked number one in college basketball. Been to the Sweet 16 and the championship game and Final Four and all that stuff the last couple of years.
Mhm.
Um, Heck, in my opinion, they should have probably made it to the championship game last year. They should have beat Houston, but that's neither here nor there. This is a new year. But yeah, boiler up.
Right. And so I'm with you, man. Purdue is a household name now in college basketball. It's a factory for big men. And these big men, I don't know what they do. What do you say? After life, you know? And rest in peace, by the way, to Caleb Swanigan. But, big man, I mean, Zach Edey, he's still with the Grizzlies, and he's looking to have a bigger role in his second year with the Grizzlies. Um, and so, with this being said, bro, this is big man, and I'm proud of Purdue. I hope they continue to win. And so, for me, um, please, Jamar, let's say, be in prayer for me as I race today. I'm going to do a 10-kilometer race running. And so it's going to be, what do you say, competitive. I live a great life. I just don't put my life out on social media. I just don't do that stuff.
I feel you.
But I will run that race, and we'll see how it turns out. It's going to be in St. Anne, bro, right alongside the beach. But there's so many beaches, right? But it's going to be a beautiful scenery. It's going to be some hills, some valleys, stuff like that. So you got to make sure you got your stretching in, etc. And
What time's the
so
race?
it's at 4:30 Guadalupe time, 6:30 Chicago time, and I'm not sure if I think it'll be televised, but I'm not sure. I think it'll be on Canal Plus since it's a small island. Stuff get televised sometimes.
Gotcha.
And so, yeah, man, I'll be doing that. But my biggest message, just remember with God, all things are possible. Right now, I know in the United States, things are tough. Folks are going through tough times with food. The government right now, the Republicans keep blaming the Democrats. Democrats keep blaming the Republicans. I hope that they can find a middle ground, a common ground, Jamar, and that they can end this because without it, me and you, people like us, our flights later this month is in jeopardy. And I don't want to be not denied going to the United States later this month for Thanksgiving because of issues with the Democrats and Republicans. You see,
Yeah.
for the folks on Snap, my prayers are with everybody, and that some common ground could be found. I know that they're giving it out partially to a number of folks, and so. Just remember with God, all things are possible. Include God and all in God, and keep your prayer life there. And try your best to follow the commandments, and things will turn out for the best for you. And so our prayers again are with our country, with the government, with Mr. Nealon of the Cowboys. Just enjoy sports, enjoy life. You only got one of them, live it up. And so, with that being said, on behalf of the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, we would like to say thank you for tuning in with us this morning. Continue to chop it up with us and support our podcast on various platforms. And if you are and would love to talk sports with us on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, we are here and would love to do so with you. Your love and support is truly appreciated, and we